Hello everyone and welcome to Mike Uses Megazords. Today is issue 14 of the Altaya Megazord build, and today's issue is going to be focusing on the Mastodon's trunk. So fair warning, this is going to be a long video with a lot of fiddly little parts, so let's get started with our parts check after we get rid of all of the packaging, and then we'll get started. So here's our little screw packet. Right, so the first part is going to be the end of the trunk, internal section, then middle section 1, middle section 2, and the other end of the trunk section. And then we've got the ends of the trunk which connect it to the head of the Mastodon. And then the sections going down towards the tip of the trunk in sequence on one side, and then the same parts again on the other. And then finally we've got the top of the trunk, the end of the trunk, then we've got the nostrils, and then the final few parts are curled metal roll connectors and the machine screws. Okay, parts check complete. Let's turn the page and get started. The first thing we want to do is connect the trunk internal sections together in sequence. For this one, as you can see, I found it easier to take a pair of pliers to start with. Be warned, this is quite difficult to get this part in, so it's going to provide a lot of friction for when you're posing the trunk at a later point. And then I just found it easier once this was in the first instance to just push it down after making sure that it's properly lined up. So you can try and compress this metal section a little bit if you need to, but in the end, brute force wins. So that's the first part done, and then you just do the same for the next section. Make sure it's in place, and then a little bit of pressure. Number 2 done. And then the final part, exactly the same. Cool, right, internal's all done. Now let's move on to the next section, which, fair warning, I did screw up. So what we want to do is take one side of this to start with and make sure that the the indented line that runs down the trunk is showing on the same side for all of these parts. So what I did here was I lined all of the pieces up and made sure that they're all what I thought was correct at the time. Turns out I had the internals completely the wrong way around. But then once you've got all of these parts lined up correctly, they will just snap into place. So one side's done, now we're going to start on the other. And make sure you get these the right way around. Because I didn't. I was absolutely terrified I was going to break this while I was messing around trying to take this part off. Fortunately, it just slipped off. So then we got that the right way around. The other side part also needs to come off. This was the most heart-stopping moment of this entire build for me. And in the end, gentle sort of wiggling motion from alternate ends meant it came off no problem. But still, don't do what I did. There we go. So that's all in place. So the next part we're going to do is going to be the top of the end of the trunk. So from the looks of the instructions, this should just clip into place, but it was a very loose connection for me. So I went back to the old standby of some super glue, because this is not a transforming part later on in the build, so I'm happy to secure this with some glue. So a little dab of that, and then that'll just stay in place. And then the last part will be the nostrils. And this one is just a clip into place. Make sure it's the right way up. And that snaps into place there. And now what we're going to do is attach it to the head assembly that we've done for the past two issues. So we'll bring that in. And then this will just attach to the head with one little machine screw. So we'll drop that in place and then make sure it's nice and tight. And that's this done for issue 14. So the head of the Mastodon's really starting to come together now. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe, or share. Comment down below in the comments box if there's anything you want to talk about. And we'll see you next time for issue 15. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.